Nothing in the world can bother you as much as your own mind, I tell you. In fact, others seem to be bothering you, but it is not others, it is your own mind. Let's listen to a very interesting story about a woman named Clara. Claire was known for her calm demeanor and serene aura, which seemed to follow her wherever she went. No matter how chaotic the world around her became, she remained unflustered, moving through life with an inner peace that others envied. Claire worked as a teacher in one of the city's busiest schools. Her days were filled with student demands, administration pressures, and the challenges of being an educator in a rapidly changing world. Unlike her colleagues, who often complained about the stress and anxiety of the job, Claire never seemed troubled. She was always composed, handling every situation with grace and a gentle smile. One afternoon, during a particularly hectic day, Julia had been struggling with the stress of her job and the chaos in her personal life. She had noticed how Claire seemed immune to the pressures that affected everyone else and was desperate to understand how she did it. "Clara," Julia began, sinking into a chair beside her, "I don't understand how you manage to stay so calm all the time. Everything around us is falling apart. Deadlines, student issues, personal problems, and yet you never seem bothered by any of it. What's your secret?" Claire looked at Julia with compassion, sensing the turmoil within her friend. She paused for a moment before responding, choosing her words carefully. Claire patiently explained, "Julia, it's not that I don't face challenges or feel stress. I experience all the same things you do: pressure, frustration, even moments of doubt. But over the years, I have learned that the key to maintaining peace in any situation isn't about avoiding difficulties. It's about how we choose to respond to them." Julia frowned, still unsure. "But how do you do that? How do you not let things get to you?" Clara smiled gently. "It starts with acceptance. I used to get upset about things I couldn't control, the actions of others, unexpected changes, disappointments, but I realized that resisting these things only made me more stressed. So, I began practicing acceptance, understanding that life is unpredictable and that not everything will go according to my plans. By accepting situations as they are, rather than how I wish they were, I stopped wasting energy on things beyond my control." Julia listened, absorbing Clara's words. "But what about the things you can control? How do you handle those?" "That's where mindfulness comes in," Clara explained. "I try to stay present in each moment, focusing on what I can do right now, rather than worrying about the past or the future. When something challenging happens, I take a step back and assess the situation calmly. I ask myself, what can I do to improve this? If there's something I can do, I take action. If there isn't, I let it go. Worrying about it won't change the outcome." Julia nodded, beginning to see the wisdom in Clara's approach. "So, you don't let your emotions take control?" Clara shook her head. "Emotions are natural, and I don't ignore them. But I have learned not to let them dictate my actions. When I feel anger, sadness, or frustration, I acknowledge those feelings, but I don't let them overwhelm me. Instead, I practice self-compassion, allowing myself to feel without judgment, and then I choose how to respond with a clear mind." Julia sighed, a mixture of relief and longing in her expression. "It sounds so simple when you say it, but it seems so hard to do in practice." "It takes time, Julia," Clara said reassuringly. "I wasn't always like this. I used to be easily upset and constantly worried about things going wrong. But I realized that being bothered by every little thing was only harming me. So, I started practicing these principles, little by little, day by day. It's like building a muscle. The more you practice, the stronger you become. Julia smiled, feeling a sense of hope she hadn't felt in a long time. Thank you, Claire. I think I am going to try this. I'm tired of being stressed out all the time. I want to find that peace you have. Claire reached out and squeezed Julia's hand. You can, Julia. Remember, it's not about perfection. It's about progress. Start small, be patient with yourself, and keep practicing. Over time, you will find that you are less and less bothered by things that used to upset you. And one day, you will realize that inner peace isn't something you achieve, it's something you cultivate. As the days turned into weeks, Julia began to apply Clara's advice in her own life. She practiced acceptance, embraced mindfulness, and learned to manage her emotions with greater care. Slowly but surely, she noticed a change within herself. The things that once caused her great distress no longer had the same power over her. She found herself handling challenges with a calmness that surprised even her. One evening, as she walked home after a particularly difficult day, Julia paused to reflect on her journey. She realized that, like Clara, she had begun to cultivate a serenity that came from within, a serenity that allowed her to navigate the ups and downs of life with grace and resilience. And in that moment, Julia understood the true power of Clara's wisdom. It wasn't about avoiding life's challenges, but about how she chose to meet them. With a grateful heart, Julia knew that she was on the path to becoming the person she had always wanted to be, unbothered by the storms around her and at peace with herself. Many people find themselves dealing with other people's problems, whether it's out in public or even within their own homes. These people could be friends or family members. You will encounter a wide range of individuals, and it's important to know how to handle different personalities. This is just a part of life. Remember, not everyone will share your outlook. While you may be feeling content, there will be others who are at the other end of the spectrum, feeling angry or upset. If you really want to stop feeling angry, frustrated, and bothered all the time, the best way to start is by looking inward. What is happening in your life or your mind that makes it so difficult to let things go? Remember, you cannot control other people. They will do crazy, stupid, and incorrect things, and you can't make them act differently. You can't force someone to stop being lazy, lying to you, or cheating on you. The only person you can control is yourself. You get to decide how much their behavior will impact you. Worrying, obsessing, or venting won't affect them. It will only hurt you. Subscribe for more life-changing videos. Thank you.